Welcome everyone, not only to my YouTube channel, but to Motorsport Manager. A game where we can create our own racing team, build it from the ground up and take it to the very top of the motorsporting mountain. And today is the beginning of a long, hard journey from the doldrums of open wheeler racing, all the way through the divisions in which there are three, to the pinnacle of open wheeler racing, which is F1, but not quite F1 because this game hasn't got the licenses for that. And I have picked this game today to begin a series on because if you don't know me, which I'm sure most of you don't, because I'm a small channel, my name is Aaron and I love racing. I love cars, bikes, hell, I'm sure I would even watch a few boats racing if I got the chance to. But today I am combining my love for what is essentially F1 and my love for management games. I'm the same with football. I've played Football Manager, and if you guys remember back in the day, LMA Manager on the PlayStation 2. But today I am combining racing and management to create a brand new, groundbreaking team, which will be a back market to begin with. But eventually, with your support, with your likes and your comments, I will make more of this content and get this amazing new team to the very top of not F1. Here we are with the creation of our team and manager, which I haven't quite thought of a name yet, but I'm thinking, since I'm not particularly brilliant at this game yet, and we will be a backmarker team for sure, I think a name which epitomizes where we're going, where we're going to be to begin with makes a lot of sense. And the name that I'm gonna go with, ladies and gentlemen, is a play on a motorsport racer you may remember from I believe it was F1. I think he was actually Australian, but we're British, so we shall stick with that. And that racer was Scott Speed. Now, since we're a backmarker class and we're going to be slow, I think Scott Slow makes sense. And Scott Slow, since he is slow, is probably quite old. Let's say he was born 1950. Let's make him an actual boomer because, well, old people don't drive quick. That would make him 70 years old by today's standards. And let's just pick a random date. There we go, 3rd of July. And we will make him an ex-businessman, an ex-banker, you could say. So he knows what to do with financial situations. He can cook the books a bit, possibly a bit shady, but Scott Slow, everyone. Now, he is looking a bit young. We need to fix that. So let's make him as pasty as we can. Beautiful. And is there a balding? Oh, there we go. Perfect. And since he's old, let's make him grey. And a big beard, just make sure. And since he's old, let's be realistic. He's probably got bad eyesight. Glasses it is. And now the time has come to pick which division, of which there are three, starting at the ERS, going up to the Pan-Asian, and then eventually the World Championship. We need to choose which one of those three divisions we wish to compete in. And since we are a brand new spanking team with no previous experience. We haven't even got a car right now. I think it's only right that we start from the bottom, which is the ERS, the European Racing Series. And we will start from absolutely nothing in that division and eventually try to work our way up through the ranks, and hopefully in a season soon we will win the entire championship and gain promotion into the Pan-Asian Championship, which is the second division. So we will start in the ERS. Wish us the best of luck, please, guys. And now onto the fun part, the creation of the car and the team name. Which, since we're quite a slow car, will be a slow team at the back of the pack for the most part. I think we need an appropriate name for what will be our driving style when it comes to the track, because we need to make up every second we possibly can. So let's delete Scott, because Scott's racing's a bit lame, and I've decided on full SEN Racing, baby. Full SEN Racing. You better get out of the way. Let's just make sure people know we mean business, and let's put racing in full caps. And we will be from the UK. Good old home. Now, colours. I think we need colours that signify danger, signify caution, signify that people need to get out of our way. So we need to make sure that we can be seen. So let's have a nice bright logo. Yellow shall do, much like the banana cars that's Renault bunch ran. And let's pick a nice cool team uniform. Ooh, I like those stripes, but I like the collar. Let's go with that. And again, just nice bright colours will do. And now to the fun part. We actually get to make this car look how we want it to look. Now, we've got options for the paint jobs like this. Got some pretty basic ones, some pretty dull ones, but some good ones. But if you go onto Steam, you can get this pack for free. And in that pack, you can get 12 more designs, and they range from, the less said about that the better, to pretty cool, and to just straight up edgelord, which I think I will go with, because, well, we're gonna have to drive like we're edgelords in our bright yellow car, just to make sure people can see that we're about to potentially obliterate their lives. But I think this is a good start, and for trim, we need to make sure that's nice and bright. Oh yeah, that's what I'm on about. That is disgusting. I am in. And tertiary colour. Maybe a nice disgusting green or something. That green will do. Yeah, just to put some extra highlights into the car. Now, with that said, that is the car done. It is a bright, lean, mean, memeing machine. And it is the 2016, this game was set in 2016, it is the 2016 full SEN racing car. Now, welcome to what is the main screen of our career mode with full SEN racing. This is where we do everything. everything from reading emails, which sounds great, upgrading the car, which is the fun part, looking at the HQ, and everything from the team to the driver staff, blah blah blah. I think you get it at this point. Right, we've got our first real important email, and it's off of our chairman, and what he basically says in a short and broken down version of his email is, where do you think you can get the car to come in the constructors? And frankly, my thinking is dead last. Might seem pessimistic, but the car's a shitbox. Okay, we won't get off last. So we got two options here. We can aim for 8th place, which we won't do, and get a additional 16.6 million for the season. That sounds nice, but we might lose our job. But if we just be straight up, which I will, Kurt, Scott Slow believes he can't get this car off of the back of the grid. So we will take your starting offer of a 10th place target with 13.8 million in our bank account. I've done a lot of things off screen because I'm aware that this first episode is already going to be quite long, and I originally wanted to walk you through everything, but obviously I've come to the conclusion that that's not really feasible. So what I've done off screen is I've got us a lovely new car designer, because our last one wasn't very good and was actually temporary. So I've signed Vasily here, who he's got okay stats all around. His front wing stat is absolutely horrendous, but that's a spec part anyway, so it means absolutely nothing for us. I've signed him because he was a free agent, and he's okay with brakes and suspension, but he might be able to build us an engine that will get us off the back of the grid, which would be absolutely fantastic, because then we could pick up some points. I've also sourced out some lovely sponsors just to make the car look a bit more professional, because we all know it probably needs the help. So I've signed with Peach Plum, Carney, Wan Chai, Wonderlook, and Rushjet. And they, in my opinion, make the car look a lot better than it was. They actually suit the paint job very, very well. But apart from that, I've done one more thing whilst I've been away, whilst you've not been watching me, and that is I've started work on some brand new brakes, which will be done for just after the Grand Prix. So fingers crossed we will have them on the car for in Munich, which will be great, because frankly we need all the help we can get. So that sums up everything I've done for the first race. And if any of you are wondering why it says Munich on the screen, Event 2, it's because I've recorded this just after the race has ended, because I thought a recap would keep everything in a nice condensed package. We are finally in a position to go race, and the first Grand Prix of the season is at not Sochi. It is the Black Sea GP on track F, which I'm not sure what this looks like. It looks kind of like a shoe gone wrong. Anyway, that's the track. So we've got one last decision to make before we actually go to the Black Sea, and that's which sponsor we take with us. Which, if we look at their objectives, there's only one we're ever going to realistically take, and that'll be rushed yet, because frankly I can't see us finishing in the top 10. So I think a 16th place is possibly best. Practice hasn't gone very well, which was to be expected, but still disappointing to be rock bottom. Admittedly, with our reserve driver out there, but we're still rock bottom with even Andre Gomes 3 tenths off of 18th place Dembele for ZRT, who are not a good team. They're possibly one of our rivals this season, so we would like to out practice them in the future just to get a glimpse of some sort of hope. But you don't win points for practice, you win points for where you finish come Sunday. So on to Sunday we go. Hopefully we can improve and maybe not come rock bottom. And we're on to race start, and straight away Gomes showing us just how weak that car really is, as he instantly drops back behind somebody from I think that's Silver Racing, a midfield team. But he has made up a spot, which is a shock. Sabado dropping back. Gomes with an absolute cut of the century there. Absolutely fantastic. And he will get a penalty, I believe, because that was one hell of a cut. Made up about 4 spots. I'm not mad, because frankly, that is what full send is all about. And it looks as if our race has just got a little bit worse. Gomes, who had made up all of those spots when he absolutely yeeted himself over track limits, he's dropped down to last place within a lap. He is miles off the pace. He is really struggling to keep up with the cars in front. We got Faith, now down to 16th. Once again, really having a bad time of things. There's been a bit of a disaster for the teams who were running wets at the start of this Grand Prix. They've already had to pit as the track's gone from soaked just down to wet. So they've really put themselves at a disadvantage, and it's allowed Faith Anthony to get herself back up into 12th place, which is absolutely fantastic for us. Just looking at the weather, and it is looking like it will stay dry up until at least lap 15, which means the track will be completely dry by that point. Fingers crossed the rain can stay away. I will definitely keep an eye on it, but it might be worth keeping Faith out for the 2 laps of fuel she's got left, and then putting her onto slicks, just to try and get some sort of advantage. Towards the end of lap 10 now, and we've finally got Faith about to come into the pits. Now, to make sure she stayed out for as long as you could, we've had to put her car into low, and as you saw there, she just ran out of fuel as she reached the pit entrance, and a little bit of extra drama. The safety car's out, and looking at the board, it's because there's been a crash on the back straight. Melo, who of Silver Racing, who is a midfield team, has crashed out. Now this is fantastic for us because it means now, no matter what happens, we're not finishing last. Alright guys, safety car comes in this lap. And with the field bunched up, we might be lucky enough just to pinch a couple more positions. going to take both cars out of the more conservative modes and try and push this first lap or two and try and gain something, because we need it. But it's not going well so far. Anthony in 13th, Andre then in 18th. They've both lost a position. Gomes is up into 3rd place, but he has got his 2nd stop, but he's just gone up into 2nd place. It looks good. He's got one final stop, which he's about to make now. With 9 laps left, and with the super softs able to do 10 to 12, this will be his fastest stint. He's estimated, as it stands, to come out in 8th place, which for this team will be absolutely outstanding with only a handful of laps left. But unfortunately for Faith, I don't really think there's much more we can do for her. She's just got to do whatever she can. But the car in front, whose surname I cannot pronounce, is having issues. She's having mechanical issues. In fact, Valdez is too. Not Valdez, the car behind him. And what's that? Andre in the lead for a second there. Unbelievable. He's had a good stop as well. The 6th best stop out of the race, but he's coming out way down the grid, actually. A lot further back than we thought he would. Just a quick update. Lap 24. Gomes battling for 16th place with a car that has got mechanical issues. So fingers crossed he can squeeze past. But Tang of the Chinese Dragon Race team has retired, so we're at least going to grab 17th and 18th no matter what, which is frankly all I could ask for with a car so slow. Again, still on lap 25, but we're starting to get some complaints off of Faith and Andre as the rain begins to fall. But looking at the forecast, the track won't ever really get that wet, so everyone can stay on their current strategies. Fingers crossed some teams might come into the pits, which they have done now, and maybe switch on to Inters. We'll find out. But that promotes Andre up into 12th and Faith up into 14th. Just fingers crossed they can hold these positions. But before the rain interrupted me, we've had some complaints from both Faith and Andre about the cars making some concerning sounds and clunks, and looking at the condition of the cars we can see why. Faith's having issues with the suspension and the wing, and Andre engine and gearbox. But with only a few laps left and the car's in decent positions, I don't want to bring them in. If we can keep these spots, we will get a good haul of points for our first ever Grand Prix as full SEN Racing. Andre, I don't know if he served or if he dodged the penalty. I think he might have dodged it for that absolutely ludicrous cut on lap 1 or 2. So fingers crossed he has dodged that and he won't be docked a bunch of places or time. I guess it's the same thing. But with 3 laps to go, Andre is up in 12th. Faith is up in 14th. 2 laps to go and there's more cars in the pits. Gomes was briefly up into almost 10th place, but he's been overtaken. But he is running a faster engine mode than the car in front, which is a ZRT car, which I know is not quick. So he might still be able to grab 1 or 2 more positions. Faith up into 13th place now, and she's got a bit of a gap to the car in 14th, who has also got a mechanical issue. So fingers crossed she can stick this position. I've just put him onto max attack just to see if he can squeeze past in this final sector. He's all over the back of this ZRT car with 1 turn left. He's almost alongside, but he's been squeezed out. Now a run to the finish line, and he can just not quite squeeze past. Andre in 12th, Faith in 13th for a first race with an absolutely god-awful car. That is the result we were dreaming of. But alas, P12, P13, round 1 at not Sochi. And we can see that we ran Andre a bit longer, which I think gave him the edge, as Faith couldn't put her more aggressive strategy to its full use. But P12 and P13, it's a fantastic start for full send. And on to the final standings. Andre did indeed get his penalty, but it still leaves him in 12th place. He did get a drive-through, which I guess he served when he pitted. And Faith, not too far from Andre, in 13th place, netting us a grand total of 17 points, which puts us into a surprisingly strong starting position after round 1 of 6th place. Absolutely outstanding, and the best I could have ever asked for when it came to the first race of full send racing. So, for everyone who has stuck around, if you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will make more, because this has been an incredible amount of fun. Thank you for watching me, and I will see you next time.